Hello, my darlings, and welcome to the very first episode of the Uncomplicated Perimenopause Podcast. My name is Kate Grosvenor. I'm a perimenopause expert and life coach.
And I'm Gabriella Grosvenor, her daughter who knows nothing about perimenopause.
So, which is always funny because people ask me, why are you doing a podcast together about perimenopause? And it's a really simple explanation. Gabriella works for me in my life coaching business, and one of your jobs is to sometimes, if we're promoting, for example, maybe my book, The Uncomplicated Guide to Perimenopause, or an upcoming workshop, your job might be to go through the group and respond to people who are asking for a link. Mm-hmm. So you were going through the comments one day and you were like, oh,
and scared.
And looking through some of these comments on in the perimenopause group going, oh my God, really?
For context, I'm 24. So this is a bit, I've just got the hang of periods.
So you were going through some of these comments going, oh my God, please don't tell me that's the thing. So we decided, didn't we, if you know nothing about perimenopause and I'm the expert on perimenopause, if we do a podcast together, then surely wherever you are in your perimenopause journey, you're going to be somewhere in between the two of us.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing the perimenopause podcast together. So you, the listener, will never feel like you're not being represented because you're going to fall somewhere between the two of us.
I'm here to represent all of you guys.
There you go. And well, they're going to fall, aren't they, somewhere between us?
And it's okay not knowing because I don't know.
Exactly.
And so many other women don't know. So.
And I didn't know, genuinely, until a few years ago. So, yes, I've written a book on the perimenopause and I'm a perimenopause expert, but go back 6-7 years and I was where many of you will be, which is being told by my doctor, oh, you're too young for all of that. That can't possibly be a thing. And I went around in circles, quite frankly. I was being tested for all sorts of things, being told there was nothing wrong with my hormones because they didn't even do a test. They refused to do a test. I went through perimenopause at the beginning in lockdown.
Because you were, quote unquote, too young? Or?
Yes, because I was too young for that, all of that. Mm-hmm. And they did full blood counts on me. They tested me for slapped face syndrome. That's a thing. Yes. They tested me for immune disorders. They tested because I had like weird syndromes and symptoms like really itchy ears, but only one ear.
Okay.
Just one ear, not both. And then I had
Did they swap?
No.
Okay, just the one, yeah.
No, just the one ear constantly. And I had itchy ear, nausea, dizziness, the itchy ear, and then I go hot and cold.
Yeah.
But hot and cold, which we're going to talk about today. Mm-hmm. Hot and cold, and all kinds of things. And I will do a whole episode at some point on my symptoms and my journey and what happened. Mm-hmm. But we're here today to start answering questions because that's actually what we're going to be doing every week on the show. So in the notes, you will find that we have put the WhatsApp number and the link to my perimenopause group on Facebook because we're here to answer your questions every week. So this is kind of your show in that we wanted it to be about your questions and to help you and to make it generated by you, because perimenopause is one of those things where not enough people know about it, and unfortunately not enough doctors are educated about it, and I know that from my own journey, and I know that we have thousands of women now, don't we, in the perimenopause group?
Just over 2,200.
Yeah, I think we had that, how long has it been open? About a year?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I have a confession.
Uh-oh.
No, it's not bad. No, it's not one of those where you go, too much information, mummy.
No, just your face was a bit...
No, I became almost like an unexpected or accidental expert in perimenopause. I've been a life coach for years. My background is psychology. I talk about my own experiences a lot. My life was a train wreck going back, a decade or so. And I use my own experiences as well as my background in psychology, as well as my own life experiences and all my research and all my experience as a coach. I use all of that to help women avoid some of the pitfalls that I went through and not to have to go through the train wreck that my life was.
Yeah.
But I use a lot of my kind of learnings to help other women avoid, and shortcut the journey, so to speak. And I was talking about perimenopause one day on TikTok. Don't anybody laugh, by the way. 50-year-olds can be on TikTok too. I'm just saying.
Apparently,
from the two of us, right? By the way, from the two of us, TikTok.
I'm not on TikTok.
There we go. So I have, this is not me being Bertie Big Whatsits, but I have quite the following on TikTok. Mm-hmm. I have kind of like nearly 60,000 followers.
And I don't know how to make one.
So
I'll be honest.
Can we just, So if you've been like, TikTok, yes, just to say. I think I made a couple of TikTok videos on perimenopause, and one of them went up, like, suddenly shot up to like over 2 million views. And I went, oh, people want to know about that. That's okay. And then, that happened. So that's when I realised that women need to know more. Yeah. And doctors need to know more, because they don't need to have more training, unfortunately.
No, yeah. And if everyone's trained, every woman knows about periods, knows about pregnancy, knows about labour, knows about, why are we not talking about this another stage of life enough?
I know. And the thing is, not every woman's going to have a baby or be pregnant. Yeah. But every woman
will have periods and go through perimenopause.
We'll go through perimenopause.
So if you're willing to read all the books and educate yourselves, and we all do, on periods and pregnancy and you read 1 million books when you're pregnant, why wouldn't you do the same now?
Do you know where I learned my information on periods?
Where?
So, for all of you women that were born in the 70s or early 80s, do you remember a book called Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret?
What?
Yeah, we learned all of our information from there.
Okay.
There was a book called by Judy Blume, and it was called Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret? And we learned everything about periods.
Is your period Margaret?
No.
Okay.
No, her name was Margaret, the girl in the book.
Okay.
And we learned everything about sex from her second book called Forever.
Okay.
I'm just saying, because our parents taught to us about nothing.
That's going on Amazon later. I'm searching that later.
No, you would laugh your head off, because this is the thing. So I have 3 daughters, so we have lots of open conversations. My mother told me nothing. Zero about anything. But anyway, we're not here to talk about my mum and her parenting or lack thereof. We're here to answer questions.
Yes. So I've got the first question from Vicky.
Hit me with it.
Vicky says she knew about hot flashes, but her internal thermostat seems to have gone haywire. She is either having a hot flash or freezing cold.
Okay.
A, is this normal? And B, what, apart from layering clothing, what else can she do to help?
Okay, good question. Thanks. So sorry, Vic, that you're having those questions those symptoms first and foremost. So is it normal? Yes, it is. They're called vasomotor symptoms. We know that when people think about perimenopause and menopause, everybody thinks, hot flashes. The quintessential woman sitting there, fanning herself because she's too hot. That's the kind of stereotypical menopause. Okay? So what's actually happening at that point? We have 3 main hormones. People go, 3? But we have 3 main hormones that are really deeply affected by perimenopause. Estrogen, progesterone, testosterone.
Yeah. I knew about estrogen and
progesterone.
No, not progesterone. I know about testosterone and estrogen. I didn't know about progesterone.
Okay, testosterone is the one that people think is a man's hormone.
Yeah.
So people think testosterone, that's the big blokey in the gym hormone. Women actually have more testosterone than estrogen, weirdly.
Really?
Yeah, I know. Shocker.
Oh, okay.
But we'll leave testosterone to the side, because we can't even get that on the NHS. Don't even... Okay. That's such a story for another day. Men can get testosterone, women can't.
But we have more of it.
No, they have more of it than we have. But
we have more of that than anything else.
Yes.
Okay.
The only testosterone that's available on the NHS is male testosterone. Oh. And if you want female testosterone, you have to pay for it privately, and it's really expensive.
Right.
And you can't even get it tested for it on the NHS. It's a sore point. Okay. But that's a whole other podcast. Yes. Yeah. Somebody asked that question, because I'd love to let rip on that one. So we're going to talk about estrogen and progesterone. Okay. estrogen goes down like a wiggly line.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a wiggly worm. So sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So as it declines, it doesn't decline in a straight line. Progesterone declines like a just straight line downwards. Estrogen is a wiggle. Okay? Now, what happens is, so sometimes there's a big gap between estrogen and progesterone.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's a tiny little gap.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is your hypothalamus and your pituitary gland inside your brain are desperately trying to regulate all of this. They're like your thermostat and your temperature control inside your brain. They're trying to regulate your temperature and your hormones, and they're having an absolute darn nightmare.
Has anyone ever seen Inside Out?
Yeah. It's so the new one's coming out soon. Yeah. It's like next week or something.
And the character actually has hormones now.
Oh, bless her.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah, that is cute.
I love that. Okay, so having an absolute nightmare, and they're desperately trying to regulate all of this. And we have a hard time enough as it is. Imagine that from, estrogen not only declines up and down on a normal cycle, but imagine estrogen, think about how your moods change throughout your monthly cycle at 24. Now imagine that not only is it going up and down like that, but it's also going down as it's going up and down.
While dealing with ovulation.
And you have ovulation kind of deregulation, you have ovulation dysfunction, you have and then you have something called estrogen dominance as well. So all of this is going on. Okay, and then comes something estrogen dominance. Mm-hmm. So already you're having this nightmare. Okay, and then you have estrogen dominance. Now, estrogen dominance, when you're in a state of estrogen dominance, means that you have too much estrogen in comparison to progesterone.
Okay,
this causes you to be kind of moody, crampy, headachy, just really uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Okay, and you're likely to get a lot of kind of hot flashes at this point. Now, bear in mind, it's all over the place every single day.
Yeah.
If you add to this xenoestrogens, xenoestrogens are something that can cause estrogen dominance. So the natural question would then be, what are xenoestrogens, right? So xenoestrogens are things that a woman made. Mm-hmm. We do it to ourselves.
We do it to ourselves?
Yes.
Okay.
So
well done, women.
Well,
look what you've done now.
No, well, I was going to say man-made, but then I wouldn't want to presume that men make them. Xenoestrogens are things that they mimic estrogens in our body. They kind of bind to the receptor sites of estrogen and they mimic estrogens, but they're not biodegradable like estrogen, so they don't flush out of our systems. Okay. And they're kind of like artificial estrogens, and they don't flush out of our system, so they kind of regurgitate in our system, and they cause this estrogen dominance. So we end up this really kind of icky situation. And they're caused by things like, a big one is harsh chemicals in our cleaning. Okay. So a little known fact is that I started a lifestyle brand. You know that because it's one of your little perks, isn't it? But I started a lifestyle brand for perimenopausal women. Mm-hmm. It's called Kate Grosvenor Lifestyle. Shameless plug. But it's based on all the things that you would want as a perimenopausal woman, based on things like, I'm going to talk about obviously things that you can do to help yourself, because I know that's one of Vicky's things. Yeah. But it's based on things like natural cleaning products as well. Mm-hmm. So cleaning products if they contain harsh chemicals like bleaches, when you've been cleaning your house a lot, how do you feel? Like if you've done a deep spring clean, how do you feel?
While I'm cleaning?
Just when you finish, when you've been cleaning a lot and you've done like a massive cleaning of your house. So how do you feel about it?
I feel good that the house is clean, but it does, when you bleach, because of the smell of bleach, it's really toxicating and it really just makes you nauseous eventually, because I've just moved out. Yeah. And I remember it was a lot. So what actually happens is that kind of heavy cleaning products
can, as I said, they mimic estrogen in your body, and it can create this estrogen dominance. It can make you feel nauseous. It can make you feel headachy. It can make you feel quite poorly in yourself, and it can give you a hot flash.
Okay.
And that's just from one exposure. If you were exposed to heavy chemical cleaning all the time, you could end up feeling really quite unwell.
And that's in general. That's not even when you have...
And we know that they can be carcinogenic. So that could be potentially leading to a cancerous situation.
Right.
So heavy cleaning products, also products that are found, or ingredients that are found in skincare, body care. So imagine that your skin is the largest organ in your body, right? Fact. It's not debatable. And imagine that you have got a body product that's got sulfates in, or just those kind of, you know, we know that there's baddies in the world, you know, when it comes to...
But they don't even clean. These kind of products don't actually clean anything. It just masks everything, doesn't it?
They put things in there that make bubbles. So it's the stuff, you know, like when you go to like Home Bargains or you know, those kind of places, and you get the 99p shower gels or the soaps and stuff, and they smell really like they smell like cotton candy, or they smell like,
so you think you've got a bargain
Love
because
Hearts.
It smells so strong.
It smells really really strong, and it's really really full of bubbles. Or you get like a massive tub of body scrub or like body cream, and it's $1.99. If you look for the sulfates or those kind of things on the back, you're going to find them. You're going to find these ingredients. And the problem is that those kind of toxic ingredients as well are going to cause xenoestrogens. Yeah. And you're putting it all over your body, so it's going to get absorbed through the skin into your body. Now, I know that, you know, obviously not that anybody has to buy them from my lifestyle brand, clearly, but natural cleaning products do cost more money. Yeah. Natural skincare ingredients it costs more. Of course. Because the ingredients themselves cost more. Yeah. But you can make your own. There's a million recipes online for natural cleaning products. I cleaned the oven the other day with one of the cleaning products that we stock. But it's essentially bicarbonate of soda and vinegar with some essential oils. Does it take a little bit extra time? Yes. I cleaned it with a little scrubbing brush. Yeah.